Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning everyone, we are from Group 2. We are honored to have this opportunity to share our presentation with you. Before our group begins to explain the materials, we would like to thank Ms. Hema Daita, MC Psycholog, the lecturer of the Pemeriksaan Psychology Observation class. In this video, we will discuss about systematic observation. We hope this session will provide valuable insight for all of you. Before we start the topics, let us to introduce. Our team consists of Nesa Safaudunur Ilmah, Rikra Priyanti, Meilina Putri Damanti, Riyad Nazwari, Muhammad Reka, Lintang Trihapsari, and Citra Arindika. So what will we discuss? The first is definition of systematic observation. The second is component of systematic observation, and the last is systematic observation stage. What is systematic observation? Systematic observation is a scientific observation conducted by professionals to support their professional decision making. Professionals conduct observation for the purpose of establishing a diagnosis, such as doctors, psychologists, judges, social workers, and teachers.
According to Sadler, systematic observation to be more useful must be: 1. Must purpose. 2. Focus. 3. Have a limit on the data collection. 4. Have standardized, valid, and reliable recording method. It should be noted that observation only provides information about visible behavior but cannot provide data about beliefs, perception, and feelings. Systematic observation component. Sandberg stand that there are things that need to be considered to create a systematic observation situation, namely where, what, when, and how.
Where, according to Sandberg, where indicates the place where the observation will be carried out, in what situation or setting the observation will be carried out. First, natural setting, observation setting that have a low level of control and capture symptoms in the observer's daily life. Second, contrived or simulated setting, observation setting that have a less stringent level of control and are created by the observer. Last, controlled or laboratory setting, observation setting that has a very tight level of control. The observer control the words and stimuli that will have an effect. And next, what? According to Sandberg, there are two procedures we can choose from to answer this question. First, event sampling. According to Sadler, in event sampling or event recording, we record every specific behavior that is the target behavior, or we record events that occur during the observation period. And according to Betzen, in event sampling, the central point of observation is the event or occurrence. And second, time sampling. According to Sadler, time sampling is sometimes referred to as interval time sampling or interval recording. It focuses on selected aspects of behavior that occur within a specific time interval. And when, according to Sandberg, regarding when the observation takes place and when the recording is carried out, it must be clear how long the observation period is needed and when the appropriate time for observation is. There are two methods for recording. First, immediate recording. Recording immediately after the target behavior is observed. The advantage of this method is that it avoids forgetfulness, resulting in more accurate observation data. And second, retrospective recording. Here, the observer makes notes after there is a conclusion from the result of the interview or the result of the previous test. The observer can do this by using a checklist or rating scale to get an impression of the existing results.
Now I want to explain about how. According to Sandberg 1977, how referred to be method by which the observation is conducted and the method by which the observer records data. There are two main methods of observation. First is participant observation. The observer is directly involved in the activities of the observer. For example, an anthropologist living with the tribe being observer or a psychologist actively playing with children. Observation recording is usually postponed until an observation period is over because the observer focuses on participating. 2 is non-participant observation. The observer is not involved in the activities of the observer. The observer is outside the scope of the activity, such as observing through the one-way mirror or CCTV. Observation recording technique. 1 is according to Sternberg 1973. Recording can be done using mechanical devices such as video, and television. Cartwright 1954 mentioned recording techniques such as tallying, frequency, duration, checklist, rating scales, participant chart, or anecdotal record. Benson adds the recording can also be done using a method appropriated to the purpose of the observation. Next is systematic observation stage. If we see observation as a comprehensive activity from beginning to end, so we can see the stage that must be carried out so that observation activities run smoothly and the result can be scientifically accounted for. The stage 3 branches are preparation stage, implementation stage, data processing stage, and conclusion or interpretation stage.
Preparation stage. Wait. Okay. Now we're gonna explain about preparation stage. In the preparation stage, a crucial step is to create an observation plan. The observation plan must meet the requirement for systematic observation. When developing an observation plan, several important factors must be taken into consideration to ensure the observation runs smoothly and achieve its objective. The following points should be considered when creating an observation plan. First is determine the purposes and objective of the observation. 2. Establish theoretical basic. 3. Determine the type of data to be observed. 4. Determine the type of measurement and data recording. 5. Determine the subject to be observed. 6. Determine the method and data collection. 7. Determine the method of data processing and data interpretation.
Before embarking on any data collection, especially in psychological research, careful attention must be paid to several critical factors. Addressing these areas, research, behavior, observer awareness, and professional ethics will ensure a smoother process, maximize data integrity, and guarantee ethical accountability for the results. A. Research. Who conducts the observation? The first consideration is identifying the observer. Ideally, the primary researcher assumes this role, as they possess the deepest understanding of the study goals and methodology. However, if the primary researcher direct involvement is not feasible, other qualified individuals must be utilized. Potential observers include laboratory assistants, educational and psychological students, undergraduate psychological students, psychologists, professional psychology master students. It is crucial that all delegated observers are carefully selected and trained, upholding the standard expected by professional psychologists. B. Behavior and the observation setting. Data collection often involves field observation aimed at capturing specific, sometimes problematic behavior over a defined period. Initially, observation might occur within a setting, like a school, without an institution formally engaging in or acknowledging the observation activity. However, as the observation setting becomes more controlled and observational methods are formalized, the presence of the observers becomes known. For example, within the school environment, a key challenge here is that the mere presence of an observer automatically causes the environment and the subjects to change and adapt to the new element. This phenomenon must be accounted for to assess the naturalness of the captured behavior. C. Observing without the observer knowing. Related to the behavioral challenge is the principle articulated by Bernstein. Observers must adhere to specific principles within a phenomenon. The goal is to observe and capture all individual behavior, even when the observed individual has attempted to process this behavior to cover up unknown facts. In essence, the observer must be skilled at seeing past the subject's self-monitoring or attempts at deception to capture the underlying facts. D. Professional ethics and confidentiality. The most non-negotiable considerations involve ethics and professionalism, especially when observing humans. This is divided into three areas. First, ethics of observer behavior. The observer must maintain impeccable personal conduct to avoid any detrimental action during the observation. This is critical to ensure the integrity of the data. For example, a lapse in observer behavior could result in a loss of data. 2. Ethics of research on human or research objects. Researchers must strictly adhere to professional ethics concerning the rights of human subjects. This include protection of right, protection of will, both physical and psychological, protection of the privacy of individuals who are the subjects of the research in all aspects. 3. Professional attitude. Professional attitude must be maintained by the researchers and observers to uphold the integrity and trustworthiness of the psychological community. And there are 4 areas between research, behavior, awareness, and ethics from the Foundation checklist for the successful and responsible data collection.
Data processing stage. Once the data is collected, the next step is data processing. This item is scored according to established criteria or guidelines. Observer must be true and careful in assigning scores to ensure accurate result. The score obtained are then calculated based on frequency or duration. The result of the data processing can be presented in the form of graphs or bar charts for easier understanding. Conclusion drawing stage. According to Benson, in interpreting observational data, researcher or observer must be careful about the possibility of bias occurring. According to Benson, there are 2 types of bias in interpreting observational data based on the source, namely personal bias and theoretical bias. Type 1, personal bias, is a bias that occurs due to personal factor of the researcher or observer. In this case, when we interpret data, our knowledge, value system, attitude, and experience unconsciously act as filters on what we observe. The important point here is that effort to explain, make something clear, or make something understandable often involve moving from something directly observed to something indirectly observed. Type 2, theoretical bias. According to Benson, personal bias is more important than theoretical bias. Benson states that personal bias and theoretical bias are interrelated and not mutually exclusive. This means that the understanding we gain after studying a theory depends on our intellectual level, talent, and potential to be a competent observer. For example, let's say we observe a child or value system about children, and our general view of them will influence the theoretical position we feel most emotionally and intellectually comfortable with.
Next, let operational definition according to Cartwright 1984. The importance of operation definition to add accurate to observation and produce accurate interpretation so that the right decisions can be made. We have 2 operational definition. Point 1, operational definition not clear and specific, and point 2, operational definition clear and specific. We have point 1, not clear and specific. We can see children can jump, and then clear and specific, we can see the child can jump a distance of 1 step forward from a standing position and land with both feet straight. From this, we can see that unclear and unspecific operational cannot produce accurate data. And then with a clear and specific operational definition, we can collect complete data from the result of operational finding. Next slide, determine the purpose and objective of the observation. The steps in determining the purpose and objective of an observation are to determine whether the observer is conducting the observation for research purpose, diagnostic purpose, or to develop an intervention program and determine the effectivity of an therapy. According to Benson 2000, determining the purpose and objective in very important primary text before conduction, and for example is point 1, who will be observed. For example, the target population, children, adults, or the elderly groups, all individuals. Point 2, what will be observed. This relates to the target behavior, namely the specific behavior to be observed. Sattler suggests the target behavior must be defined objectively, completely, and in detail in operational definition. Guide to Formulation Sattler Operational Definition 2002 and 2006 describe the target behavior as early and precisely as possible. Note or compare a list of examples of behaviors covered by the target behavior. Refine or refine the definition to include all examples. Note behaviors that are similar but different from the target behavior. Refine the definition features so that similar behavior are not convert. Provide definition to trained and untrained observers and ask whether they can achieve the same reliability in recording the occurrence or target behaviors. This includes where the optional will take place at school, at home, at work, when the observational will be conducted, how the observational that will be measured and recorded.
And the last is conclusion. Systematic observation is a scientific observation conducted by professionals, such as psychologists or doctors, for decision making and diagnosis. To be effective, this observation must be purposeful, focused, have limited data, and use standardized, valid, and reliable recording methods. Observation only provide information about observable behavior, not belief, perception, or feeling. The component of systematic observation, according to Sandberg, include where, place, or setting, natural, counterfeit, and controlled, what, procedure, event sampling or time sampling, when, time of observation and recording, intermediate or retrospective recording, and how, observation method, participant or non-participant observation, and data recording technique. The stage of systematic observation include 4 steps: the preparation stage, the implementation stage or data collection, the data processing stage, and the conclusion or interpretation stage. In the preparation stage, the observation design is prepared by establishing the purpose or goals and determining the target behavior that must be defined operationally, objectively, completely, and detailed. The implementation stage requires attention to research the behavior being observed, either to observe without being detected, and upholding professional ethics and confidentiality. We sincerely appreciate this because we have this opportunity to present our presentation to you guys. Thank you to all of you for listening our presentation, and thank you guys.